YouTube family, I'm your host, Eastside Legend, and today I will react to a video, play the audio, and then give you my opinion.
Do caution women specifically who are looking at white men as a level up, because you will mess around and try to marry yourself into a rich white family that got rich off of slavery, off of the backs of your ancestors, quite frankly.
If you want to know what YouTube channel I'm watching, go on YouTube, subscribe to Chaz Trade on YouTube. They can pull up this information.
I've always thought that black women and white men made so much more sense in terms of coupling than white women and black men. And I don't like to have thoughts like this go unexplored or unresearched. So I put in the time to see why I kind of always had this double standard, like since I was a child and just able to fathom race in America.
Y'all hear this bullshit? But when it's a black man, they always say, he hate his mama. He got mommy issues and all this other crap. And they also say another thing. They also say, oh, he hate himself. But when black women do it, yeah, it's a good thing. Like, that's crazy.
To preface that this is very, very specific to American culture and that race consciousness is inseparable from our daily life. And I understand that this is a discriminatory double standard. I do come from a biracial family, a mixed race family, and the majority of our family couplings that are biracial is a black woman and white man. But I wanted to get into
That's going to make a difference, but let's continue.
Thinking behind this. We're stripping away from all romance. I'm not discrediting or dehumanizing anybody. It's a very provocative theory that I'm arguing that black women, white men pairing is more of a power couple and structurally sound.
That's not no damn power couple. She trying to say white men and black women is a power couple. No, they not. White men face so much backlash from his community for even dating outside his race sometimes. So how is that a power couple? How?
The inverse of black men, white woman. But we're going to take a look on the logic of American upward mobility, which I feel was really what I have always believed since I was a child.
Let's be honest. These white men not leaving these black women any generational wealth. They not really marrying y'all at a high rate. Most men marry within a race. Now, I don't have no problem with black women dating outside their race. The problem is when they come on here and they tell all these lies, talking about a black woman and a white man is a power couple. Says who? I never heard a white man say that.
And I've always had this reasoning for it. Black women hold the highest degrees of education in America, and we also...
That's another lie. Asian women and white women, they outpacing them. Outpacing them. And let's be honest, they not the most educated, they the most enrolled. And even then, they don't complete the classes, they don't complete the courses. Or even they do complete the class or the course, they still in a lot of debt.
Oh, actually, no, they don't. Black women do not hold the highest degree. They don't hold higher degrees than white men or white women. That's not true.
Hold number one purchase power in America, and white men obviously hold the keys to all the structures that hold up America, the privilege, the generational wealth. Their word has the highest value in America. And the vehicle, the fastest way for a black woman to mobilize herself to the top in America in terms of relationships and who she's associating herself with would be marry a white man. I would label the white male partner the incumbent. Why that word?
See, black women is They not thinking clearly because you have to remember it's competition. You're not the only woman. You y'all not the only race of women who want a white man. It's white women that want a white man. It's Asian women, Mexican. It's many other races. So it's gonna be competition. Just because you say it's a powerful couple, that don't mean white man just gonna come flocking to black neighborhoods trying to marry black women. That's not gonna happen.
Because it really demonstrates that his position is so powerful. He has capital, historical, generational capital.
You know what I appreciate about her? She's saying the quiet part out loud. Like she's finally admitting what I have said, what some of y'all have said, and acknowledge that black women see white men as a level up. Like they see them as a social prime, climbing Mount Swirl, trying to reach to the higher levels of society. And she's literally saying that. So I actually appreciate her for being honest. Now, as I have alluded to and broken down in previous lives, in theory may make sense. Historically, it has not made sense at all. Anytime we see women use proximity to whiteness or intermarrying with white men as a power play, it's actually historically resulted in the denigration of their own people group. If we look at Daughters of the Trade, if we actually understand how the transatlantic slave trade got to the place that it is today, it was through the intermarriage of African women at that time who married white men. They were leveling up, they were marrying these white men to get access to the new trade at that time, which ended up being African bodies, and that decimated the entire continent. Yes, there were a few black women who were able to gain wealth and their families were therefore able to gain wealth. Some of these African women came to the United States of America, purchased property, whatever. So there were a few black women who were able to benefit, but at what cost, at what expense? That's just the beginning.
And most of them white men that did get a black woman, the black woman was like, she was really like anti-black. Like she hated her own people. She damn near hated her own self. It's not like they getting a pro-black woman that's like, okay, I'm sticking up, for my people if it come down to it, but I'm willing to date outside my race. Like it's not like that. Like the black women that date outside their race, they be like anti-black. Like they be like saying a bunch of racial stereotypes and shit.
Don't even mention, let's not even think about Cleopatra, okay? These theories, we actually have historical examples of these theories playing out in real time, and it's never positive. I am not saying that just because someone gets in an interracial marriage that it's necessarily bad if it's done for the right, healthy, if it's just done because you just love each other. But using it as like a mobility level up strategy, from what I've seen, it has never resulted in the empowerment of anybody other than that particular woman. But oftentimes it is at the expense of the black community that she's coming from. Let's continue.
The money, the assets, the equity, the numbers are undeniable. White households hold 84.2% of all wealth in America. The median net worth gap between white and black households in America is 10 to 1. So you're looking at roughly $250,000 versus.
She trying to say, oh, we can fix the problem. Black women, go get a white man. What did I say earlier? It's going to be competition. You think them white women going to just let you go in and take their men? No. It's a blood sport.
$24,000.
She's right as far as the wealth gap is huge. Now, there are reasons for that, and what she is likely not going to talk about is what were the systemic things that were done over the decades that put white households by and large in a higher position. And now how does that impact, and how would that impact a black woman who was now marrying into a family who perhaps, and maybe in some cases likely, benefited from systematic racism that contributed to their wealth? Are they aware of that? Do they care about that? Do they take pride in that? do they even talk about it? Like, there are historical implications. It's not just like, oh, white families they didn't just get more money by their hard work and sweat and tears and by pulling themselves by the bootstraps. There are hundreds of years of free labor from black people. And then even after slavery ended, there were other systems that were instantly activated or basically in process that continue to keep black people in the working class while white people continue to move forward. I mean, if you think about it, even white slave owners got reparations. Black folks are still asking for reparations, and white slave owners got reparations. There are reasons for this, and the reason that's important is because you can't just like look at the money. These reasons are connected to historical realities that produce beliefs, thoughts, and assumptions, and also cultural patterns, and also beliefs, and also ideals. Let's say you're a black woman you're a descendant of slaves or sharecroppers, and let's say you're able to successfully marry into a white family who has a history of owning slaves in their family. What are their perspectives going to be about black people? But you ain't gonna talk about. I doubt she's gonna talk about that. How many situations of black women have we seen who come online and say, "Yeah, I married a white guy, my now ex-husband. I divorced him because he got mad and called me the N-word, or he was physically abusive, or he started making slave jokes." These are actually real life examples, so we can't overlook.
I've seen countless of videos of black women say, um, when their white boyfriend get mad, he say racist stuff to him. He bring up slavery, and he compare her to monkeys. But of course, somehow it's cool when they do it, and then they try to reach back, like AC Commissary said. Subscribe to his channel, AC Commentary. It's called the reach back. Usually happens when a woman try to date outside of race and it doesn't work out successful. She try to reach back, and that's when we deny her.
And again, I'm not saying this is going to be every case. This is not every interracial relationship. This is not every case. But I do caution women specifically who are looking at white men as a level up, because you will mess around and try to marry yourself into a rich white family that got rich off of slavery, off of the backs of your ancestors, quite frankly, in most instances, and then pretend like you're not going to run in racism. If that's in their family lineage and they haven't addressed it, if they haven't actively addressed it in their family lineage, it will impact you. You're going to deal with it in some way. And some ladies may not care. They actually may be in agreement. And so
this is how you know black women don't really know their history. If they knew their history, they'd know how deep this shit go. I always say it's a thin line between love and hate. If they really knew their history, they'd think twice about dating outside their race.
may not be as much of an issue. They'll just go right along and mammy away, as they like to use it. They like to use that word. They'll just go along and submit. But there's going to be others who end up being very disappointed, and it ends up not working out for them.
Per household, black women have attained so much educationally. Black women earn over 71% of all master's degrees awarded to black students, even though
Let me say this though.
And they also hold a lot of debt. That's what she not telling y'all. She keep on trying to make it seem like black women is out earning everybody in the black community, but that's not true. They are in a lot of debt, and the rest of them is on government assistance. So they not even really making a lot of money.
Because black women always like to talk about the way in which they are more educated than black men. This does not equate to wealth. If we look today at who makes more money, black men still make more money, and black women have a lot more wealth than black men. So education alone does not equate. I mean, it used to, but especially now the advent of AI, education doesn't always equate to higher income. But even in those instances where black women were able to attain higher education, which by and large, that's a very small minority, by the way. Black women attend college more, or they start college more than black men, but those who finish are a smaller percentage. And then those who go on to receive higher education, I mean, you're talking now, I think 15% or so or less. Don't quote me on the exact numbers, but it is only a minority of black women in America who actually get higher education. Only a minority. And then now, like I said, with the advent of AI, how many jobs did black women lose last year? Over 300,000. Their unemployment rate is twice that, more than twice that of white women. Black men still make more money and have more wealth and less debt than black women.
If you let them tell it, they'll tell you that they out earning us, they outpacing us, and they have the most home ownership. And they talking about they have all these degrees and they making all this money. So if you make all this money, why is you in all this debt? Second, why you want men to pay for everything? Third, y'all not modern women, but y'all still want men to be traditional. And then the fifth thing, y'all date outside your race, and that don't work out. You get called racist names. You get hit with all the black stereotypes. Then you try to come on the internet and cry about it.
With all the education, all the attainment, and whatever, when you just break down the data, black men, by and large, collectively have more money and more wealth than black women, less debt.
Such high earning potential. She may lack the generational wealth. She may never be able to see and achieve her highest earning potential without someone who brings that capital and has generations that back them.
So literally, she's talking about just marrying a rich white dude. Okay, now what percentage of black women are going to be able to do that? Because, okay, let's just assume everything she said is true. Black women marrying white men are a power move. And not this idiot white man, not just like a random white man she falls in love with and she meets at grocery outlet.
Even if she do marry a white man, you think he not gonna have other women? Is you serious? He's rich. He's white. You think you gonna be the only woman?
She shopping there, or Trader Joe's, or whatever. It has to be a white man specifically who's coming from generational wealth. The problem with the black women who are trying to get with white men who have generational wealth is that those white men have many options. Those white men also have other white women who come from generational wealth who are likely going to want to get with that white man. So how is that black woman now going to be able to persuade that white man with generational wealth away from his race and away from his class to get with a black woman that he essentially has to level up? What is she bringing to him? Because what she's talking about is all the ways in which black women can benefit white men, rich white men specifically. Okay, great. What is he getting from it? It's a charity case. For some men, white men, they actually like that. Some white men are like that. But if they see you as a charity case, that can come with its own set of issues. And remember when I posted that video a few weeks ago about the biracial with the black mom who said that her white dad always used her whiteness against her black mom and said, you would be nothing without me, and I helped you, and I made your life easier, basically acknowledging the fact he leveled up his wife because he was white. So if you are getting with a white man who kind of does see himself as like the white savior and sees you as a charity case, that's going to come with its own set of dynamics. That's what I'm saying. Like, this whole thing, we just examine it just outside of the historical context, but just to me on like just the optics of it, it's very dangerous when you marry somebody strictly for money. If black women are looking at white men as a status symbol, well, what are they getting out of it? What incentive does he have to leave his race and leave his status to marry somebody of a lower social status? Is it because she has beautiful ebony goddess skin? Okay, but a black woman with beautiful ebony goddess skin can't give him white kids. And if he wants white kids in this particular environment where the white population is declining, white women are going to be his best bet. So this just, to me, just doesn't really add up. Like, to me, if you want to date out, that's fine, date out. But like, always trying to come up with these theories and these reasons on why it's more morally sound when black women do it versus when black men, to me, it just gets on my nerves. It's just annoying to me. But anyways, y'all, what do y'all think about this whole thing? Let me know down in the comment section. If you want, you can re-listen to the...
This your host, Eastside Legend. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're looking for this channel, her name is Chaz Charday. Check out her videos. Comment down below, share, and I'll see y'all next time.